What's up guys, going to show you back in the video. Today's video is about Courtney won Total Drama Island. Now I like the character Courtney, I think she's a pretty good character. Some people love her, some people hate her, some people don't mind her. But how can we make Courtney a winner in Total Drama Island? Well, I'll get into that and explain how she could win. In order for Courtney to win, we need an event that changes so she can win. Simply put, Harold would get caught rigging the votes, meaning that he gets disqualified and gets sent home. Episode 13 is Extreme Torture, and we actually skipped the end of this one where it's Harold that usually is the one to do the skiing, but now it'll be Courtney and Bridget. So Heather's top comes off, so it wouldn't have the same effect on Courtney and Bridget as it did on Harold. So I think the Killbass win this challenge. And Heather could get Lindsay and maybe Owen with food, but even if that was the case, I think Heather's losing. Heather's got these four for Heather, and these two vote for Lashana. I think Heather gets sent home. Episode 14 is Girls vs. Boys. The only real difference here is there's no Heather. Courtney should replace Heather. No elimination. Now we're at the merge day, the merge cast. So Duncan wouldn't make the guys alliance here because he wants to keep Bridget in the game. So I had to think about this for a second because Duncan is a smart player, so I think Duncan would make a former Killbass alliance. And because there's no Owen in this alliance, everyone in this alliance is actually able to keep it a secret. So because there's no Courtney, because there's no, Shauna still wins that challenge, and I don't think anyone has a bigger target in the battle than Eva. Even if Courtney wins, I still think everyone's going to vote off Eva, so Eva gets sent home. Episode 16. It's Trent, Gwen, and Lashana. Lashana would add Lindsay into their trio, and they'd add Owen, and they also would probably add Izzy. Episode 16 is hide and be sneaky, so Duncan wouldn't suggest getting rid of Bridget because he wants to keep Courtney in the game. So that wouldn't be the ideal move from him at this point. So Lashana has the best hiding spot. So he would call out DJ and Owen on the roof. Courtney calls out Owen on the roof, and for DJ it would be Trent. So those three would win immunity. So these five vote for Owen, Lashana, Gwen, and Trent. Lindsay and Owen would decide who they get rid of. They vote for Izzy. So I vote Izzy. Izzy's the swing vote. Everyone just votes Izzy, so Izzy gets sent home. Episode 17 is hide and be sneaky. So whoever wasn't here, Courtney was the only character who wasn't here, so she gets Heather's key, so she wins immunity. This means that everybody else will get the same keys. So these five vote for Owen with the other. I don't think everyone else would go home at that and just vote Owen off. Episode 18 is the bike race. So Lashana, Gwen wipes out. Jeff wouldn't forget the bolts either. Duncan, Trent would make it. Lindsay was really good in this, and Lashana would. Even though Lashana wouldn't go off in the terrace, I still think she would wipe out in the first round. And everyone qualified, and DJ. Everyone else qualifies for the second round. So we know Duncan wipes out. We just need to figure out who crosses the finish line. So Lindsay's the only person I could see possibly crossing the finish line, though, as she was really good in the original and would have won had she not been tricked by Heather. So Courtney, Trent. I looked at other episodes, and Courtney's riding a tricycle, and also be different to a bike. And she was arguing with Duncan, but she was pretty distracted, and the minefield was pretty obvious to spot, so I think Courtney would wipe out. So between Bridget, Jeff, and Trent, I think Trent could definitely cross, as he's very good at making bikes. And between Bridget and Jeff, I think Bridget would cross before Jeff. And due to the pretty unfair rule in this episode, I think Jeff gets sent home. Episode 19, so Client Screamer, and DJ would actually face the real side of killers, so he gets sent home. With Courtney, probably winning immunity with Duncan and Gwen, but DJ still gets eliminated. Episode 20 is where we have the Animal Buddies challenge. Duncan and Courtney, Lashana, Bridget, and Lindsay would realise there's two couples in the game, which isn't a good move at this point. And I think Gwen would still win the meal, but they think it's a popularity contest. So everyone would vote for Trent because he would likely win popularity contest over Gwen, as he would never because Tether, so he would have came 7th. Also, Duncan and Courtney strikes me as people who wouldn't be as popular as Trent would be in the popularity contest. So I definitely think these 4 would make the girls' alliance to try and get rid of Courtney or Duncan. Episode 21 is where we have McConnell Gone Wild. So the pairs, Duncan and Shauna, Gwen and Lindsay, Bridget and Courtney. The eating challenge, I think, could be Gwen, Lindsay. The Boney Island race, it would be Bridget and Courtney. Shauna and Duncan probably wins that challenge. And I know the result will Shauna and Duncan win it, but I think with Courtney's perfectionist attitude, I think she absolutely killed this challenge and she would end up winning, so they each get 1 point. So between Courtney and Duncan, they're obviously voting for Duncan. I think they vote for Duncan. And Duncan gets sent home because this is Courtney's video. So they vote for Duncan, as Duncan would be a bigger threat overall. So Duncan's out. Episode 22, it's still Shauna. Episode 23, non-elimination. Episode 24 is Arbiter Yeti. So Gwen and Courtney, Lindsay and Bridget. So I think Courtney and Gwen could actually get to the end a lot faster than Lindsay and Bridget, which means out of the 2, Bridget gets sent home. Episode 25 is I Should Put Dog Dare You, and Gwen could make it over Lindsay, as Lindsay would refuse to shave her hair off. Episode 26 is where we have the finale, so Lindsay with Gwen, Bridget, Gwen, Courtney, Gwen, Harold, Gwen, Sadie, Gwen, Justin, Gwen, Noah, Gwen, and Ezekiel, Gwen. I think the only person supporting Courtney probably Duncan. Maybe Bridget, but I think that's for that. And of course, Courtney races the end and she wins the original ending and alternate ending. It's Gwen. So that is the timeline if Courtney won Total Drama Island. Thank you guys for watching. This is the animation where I think season 1 have gone. If Courtney actually won Total Drama Island. So the next person on this list will be Harold. And yeah, peace, farewell.